Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Everybody Has a Podcast. And today I am joined by my friend Jonathan Ghiloni from Action Coach, who has his own podcast that we happen to produce here at the studio. And so I brought him in today to talk to you about how his show is set up, the format, how he approached the show, the way he has a composite of people that come as guests, as well as his own solo episodes. So, John, welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. It's good to be here again with you.
You're home
Thanks for
away
having
from
me.
home.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I call it that, but normally you're over in this chair.
Right. No,
And
it feels good to be here. A little nervous, but it feels good here.
nervous.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
nervous.
In the
This
hot
guy,
seat.
this guy's not nervous. So first of all, to set the stage for everyone who doesn't know you, you came from the trades industry prior to being in business coaching. So tell us quickly about that and how you ended up selling your business.
Yeah, thank you. So born and raised San Diego, love San Diego. Always loved to do things with my hands. Always loved to work on projects growing up, and graduated Point Loma Nazarene in 2004, and it got a business degree. With a communication and leadership emphasis, and started a granite fabrication business because that was my part-time job during college. So started that in '04, got to '07, '08. As you know, real estate went crazy in a bad way, and so we got through that, and then um, began to grow the company. In the San Diego, real estate was very good, so a lot of people were remodeling and so on, and doing a lot of work in their house. So business was good. However, I felt like I was hitting ceilings. I was hitting block walls, figuratively and literally, where I couldn't make more. I couldn't generate more unless I worked more, put more hours in, worked more Saturdays, just did more projects. So I didn't like how that equation was working out. What I learned is that I needed to become better. I needed to be a better person instead of doing more, be a better leader, be a better business person, grow the team instead of just growing the amount of projects that I did. That's when I hired a business coach. Fast forward to about 2012, and Coach Carrie Kaufman here out of San Diego helped me out. And I worked with her for many years, where we eventually grew the company to up to 22 employees.
Wow.
Doing over 2.5 million in revenue, two locations, a South County and a North County up on the 78 corridor. So things were happening. It was going very well for me. Was able to start to reinvest some of the retained earnings, some of the profits into the business, and get more machinery, so on, and then invest into real estate, which helped grow my own portfolio. Well, came time where that was about enough for me in that business. So Carrie helped me. My business coach helped me list the business. We listed it with the broker. We listed it, and then we were able to sell it. It took about a year to be able to sell the business, and thankfully, the business is going very well today, even better than it was. So I'm very proud of that. It's the same team, same set of clients, and they're doing very well today. And so here we are now, business coaching. So how did I get here?
Well, yeah. At what point did you pivot into knowing you wanted to go into business coaching yourself? Because most people, oh, I sold my company, I'm going to do whatever I want. What made you say I want to stay in the arena and do business?
Yeah, so I did retire, and that was good. That was fun. We traveled the world. We did our thing, but a lot of people, a lot of friends, especially in the trades, were taking me to lunch, right? And let me pick your brain on some things. And I really enjoyed that. I would look for that. Like, hey, yeah, let's go. Let's talk about your systems. Let's talk about your sales. Let's talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about what your business is going to do for you and your family. Um, I really enjoyed that. So I just had a casual conversation with my coach, Carrie, and she said, "Well, why don't you join the team? Why don't you join the firm and begin to help others in official capacity?" So that's what we did, and as of this week, it's been a whole year of doing that, and so I'm proud of that, and I love the space that I'm in now.
Wow, congratulations. I didn't know it was your year anniversary.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, I kind of didn't know that until LinkedIn popped up and
Linked,
said, "Yeah, congratulations! It's a 1 year anniversary." So
professionally reminding you.
yeah. So hey, I'll take it. It's a reason to celebrate.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So when it comes to, creating a podcast, what originally caught your interest? Because, there's some stigma around podcasts, some stereotypes. Oh, podcasting for these people, not for these people. You can only have a podcast if you're popular and well known, or if you're successful, blah, blah, blah. Like, how did you come to the intersection of deciding, okay, well, I've retired, I successfully sold a business, I'm now doing business coaching, helping other people, just like I was helped, and that equated to starting a podcast. So how'd that happen?
Yeah, thanks. So, I love listening to podcasts. That's kind of been the new way of consuming media for me and a lot of the people in my same generation. Um, you can listen to it while you're driving. You can set up at home. You can watch it at night, in the morning. Just it's very convenient. You can consume it over different platforms. And in business, you always want to present yourself as the expert. So before that, that meant speaking engagements, that meant newsletters, that meant writing books. When I was in business school, that's what they would teach us. But now we have podcasts out, and that's how people are consuming media. That's how people are learning. That's how people are getting educated. And for me, it's a way that business owners can kind of test drive a little bit to see what Jonathan is all about, to see what he has to talk about. So it has been a way for me to establish myself as an expert in the industry.
So you have a unique format though, because when you come in your time here at the office, you're using part of your time to do solo convos and solo like messaging, and then you also have guests. Like, what's the theory behind splitting that time in the studio that way?
Yeah, so I want to, create a lot of content, get a lot of content out there. When I do my solo casts, it's to educate. It's for people to take that little test drive with me, or if there's a title that or a subject that really relates to them that they want to work on. Hey, I'm wearing too many hats in the business. I'm doing everything.
Your hats episode with all this stack
I'm
of
doing
hats on your head.
sales. I'm collecting. I got to get the job done. Then I got to go back and take care of things. I'm doing the leads. I'm doing everything. So that was like the hat episode, and that's fun. But that applies to a lot of business owners. They're wearing all the little hats.
Yeah.
So that's a way that I can get content out there.
Well, you also have a mix of guests though. So you're
Yeah.
doing your solo podcast where people can get this test drive. They get to kind of hear from you, understand, okay, what does this guy know about? Where's the depth of knowledge and expertise? But then you also bring other people on to give them a pedestal to talk about what they do best. So I guess where I'm going is you have a blended show concept, and why are you doing it that way? And then how's it working? Because some people will
Yeah.
say, well, pick one or the other, don't do both.
Right.
So why are you doing both?
Okay. Well, I like to have a spread out approach to it, kind of have a mix of the way that I do things. Um, a lot of other people in the industry have a lot to offer my business owners, and I'm not here just to be a one person fix all solution. With me comes all these professionals. We've had payroll people on, we've had insurance people on. One of the really good shows was we had a guy that helps you save money on gas, right, and energy fuels, and that's huge in this time where a lot of my trades clients are coming and say, hey, all my expenses are way up. Well, why is that? Because of fuel. Right, inflation is way up. Why? Because of fuel. So we have somebody on here that can help out in that. And then it's also a way where I can leverage other professionals, networks to come onto my show, to come onto my podcast, and that really helps out.
Yeah. What's something that you've already experienced as like a positive or unexpected positive benefit of doing podcasting so far?
Yeah, just out there in everyday social life, people come up to me, hey, you're on the Business Freedom Podcast, or people that I know are really enjoying it. Even family members that don't live here in the San Diego area, it's all the shows are on YouTube, all over the internet, so they're able to watch, and it's just a good conversation piece as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, what are you hoping for as your podcast grows and it's maturing, and you keep bringing additional people from other industries into the fold? What are you hoping that this becomes and that the audience can expect?
Yeah, definitely want to grow it. Want to get some more bandwidth out there. Reach some more people with it. I would like it to be something where business owners can come and just learn. Can be educated on whatever that they're dealing with, or whatever a part of their business that they need to improve, that they need to get better at. If they're hitting that glass ceiling, how they can become better. And it's an introduction to coaching just as well.
So how did, or I shouldn't say how, I should make the assumption first.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel a sense of imposter syndrome? Like, because podcasting is not for everybody, but here we are on Everybody Has a Podcast, where I'm saying it could be for everybody. Did you ever feel like you were an imposter? And then if you did, how'd you deal with that?
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was an imposter, but it is difficult and it is nerve-wracking to come in and do this and get behind the camera, but I would encourage everybody to do that. Our business is called Action Coach. So we take action. So we do it. If you have a fear, let's go ahead and get through that. And I absolutely love this podcast studio and your services. Um, my plan was to do it on my own, right? And I'm not very technical, but I could figure it out. I could use YouTube, I could use the internet, I could ask some friends, and I could probably figure it out. It's going to take some investment, and I'll start small, maybe on my phone or my iPad, and go from there. But wow, I'm so glad that I found you through BNI, and you're able to do all the things that are difficult for me. And so it makes it simple where I can just show up with my guests or without with my content and just deliver, and then it actually happens. Because a lot of times if you do things on your own like that, technical things, then it's going to get caught in the to-do pile, right?
Mhm.
And it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It can fall victim to the other priorities on your
Yeah,
on your daily,
exactly.
weekly, monthly schedule. Yeah.
Yes.
So do you ever think about the legacy you're leaving when you're doing this? Does that like dawn on you that you're like, oh, you're leaving a mark and you're leaving this wisdom and this track record and this experience? You're like leaving that there like permanently.
Yeah, wow. Well, I haven't really thought of it in that way, but I mean, looking back, we're 15 episodes into it now, and we go back to the beginning of the year of the things that that we saw, and this is things that I can go and pull from as well, episodes, and then put them back up there, watch them again, or go ahead and share them, or in a mass email, be able to share that with my contacts as well of things that we've done in the past.
Well, so let me ask you then, like looking forward, are you how concerned are you about what AI is doing to the business clients you have as from the business coaching perspective?
Yeah.
Are you like kind of concerned, very concerned, not concerned at all?
Yeah, not
what's your
concerned at all.
stance?
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all as far as AI taking clients or coaching clients, because there's nothing that can replace that one-on-one coaching, that one-on-one accountability. It's just like with fitness, right? You can watch YouTube videos all day on fitness, but when you actually have a fitness trainer to hold you accountable, to bring you into the gym to make sure that you're going through, what you're supposed to do, that's when you're going to have some good results.
Well, do some of your current coaching clients now, are they at different risk levels of AI based on what they do?
No, no, I don't think so. Uh, the market's always going to need tradesmen. That's a lot of my clients. The market's always going to need a true professional that is going to do the job right and
Yeah.
do the job specifically how the specific client wants it.
Yeah. Show up and actually swing the hammers and drill
Yeah,
the
exactly.
drill this. I said drill the drills. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this guy in the corner saying drill the drills. That's going to be a great clip.
Nice.
um, let's talk about trades for a minute too,
Mhm.
because there's some emerging segments in the podcast space. Three that have become very obvious to me. Law is one of them. Health and wellness is another, and then trades is the third. And when I tell people this, they're always like, "What do you mean trades?" I have been saying to people, I see so many more trade talk shows because people are trying to sell their business, acquire their competition, grow and scale through acquisition, and they have to position themselves as a credible expert in their specific field in order to be able to take over someone else's business that might be retiring themselves and there is no successor.
Right.
So that's what I'm seeing. You talk to me about what you see happening in trades, what's trending in trades and the media space.
Yeah. So the tradesman thinks that what he does is so custom, and what he does only he or she can do. But they need to become the expert in their industry and show that, publicize that, how they are the expert, how they can be known, trust, and liked in everything that they do. So I think podcast is a great way to do that. Just as newsletters would have been in the past, just as commercials or authors of books, I think every tradesman should be in here in your podcast studio or doing a podcast to show why they're different, what's better about them, and what they can offer their clients. It's a way for, again, a client to test drive them and to test drive their services to see if they get along, and to show that they're an expert, or be able to show the difference in different products. If you had a plumber in here to talk about the 3 or 4 different types of water heaters, right?
Mhm.
Or a solar contractor or electrical contractor, on how they offer things different, how they know each of these different products and how they are the expert in it. How can that help their business? And how can that help them build their team as well, to know that, hey, the owner, the boss, the leader is at the leading edge of the industry.
So it sounds, and I'll put it in my terms. It sounds a lot of educational focused
Yes.
and information sharing, and not just presenting and promoting that you know this or that, but really educating the audience members as well about the things they need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Education is key. And now with the internet and with so much information, with AI out there, people want to know that you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're already know that when you show up at their house or their project or their site, and they know that you are the expert, then your conversion rate is so high, so much better, so much easier, where you can focus on the things that actually matter, getting the job done.
So something, and I don't know how you're going to react to this, but something I find on my algorithm suggested for me to watch views now a lot are these free lawn care. You know, the landscaper who goes to the neighbor's house, and it's an old man or woman and they can't take care of it, and the city has issued them a citation, and they go do the free lawn
Yeah.
care at hyper speed. And it
Yes,
looks
yes.
all cool. And I watched the whole stupid thing. I'm like, I'm so intrigued. And I know how it's going to look. It's going to look so clean and nice, but I watch it anyways. And I watch every single one of them. But so what do you feel that the upper hand is going to be given to those who are documenting their day?
Yes, absolutely. Getting that information out there, being top of mind is what that is. Now we're talking about that guy who did
I
a
know
free
we're
job
doing
for
the thing.
somebody. Here we are, right? And a lot of those are from the Midwest. You just it kind of
Yeah.
seems like it.
You can tell. Yeah.
Like we're never going to be able to hire that guy, but we're here talking about that. And we would think that he's an expert in what he does. He does a beautiful job, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, how much more can that work for the guys here, where they can become experts in what they do, show that they're experts in what they do, but they got to sit down and take the time to do it.
Do you think that there is a threat to tradespeople that don't step in to do media? Like, because I mean, I know I'm asking a very forward question,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure. Maybe threat is too strong of a word, but it's the word I came up with because it kind of sounds like you either are going to have to get with the times or you're going to get pushed out with the times.
Yeah, absolutely. So every consumer wants the best trades person, right? They want the best mechanic, they want the best painter, they want the best lawyer, right? They want all these. They want to hire and they will pay for quality, but how are they going to find you, right? They're going to find you by searching online. They're going to find you when your stuff comes up on their social media. Then they're going to be able to find you. So you need to step into the ball game and you need to act. You need to take action in that, so that people will be able to find you, not just clients, but your good hires. The young people that are looking for jobs now want to work for somebody who is an expert in the field, and so they can get behind somebody that is
Well,
on that.
and they're likely to find someone through their social media or online first in some cases. Now, in the case of our lawn example, yeah, it's probably someone out of the area. But if someone does see that first and they're looking to be a landscape owner or whatever, then maybe that's something they can go chase down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can understand the mechanics of that because behaviorally we're demonstrating this, and even the generations that are behind us, they're demonstrating this. Like they go looking for this or that first on social media or by recommendation from someone else, who then sends them a reel or a TikTok or something. It's
Yeah.
not a Google business listing by text. It's like, oh, here's a TikTok or here's a DM this person or whatever. Like it's just happening more.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just at the La Mesa car show. We both share the love for old classic cars, right? So we're at the car show, my family and I, and we're walking down the La Mesa Boulevard, having a great time. And my wife says, "Look, there is the restaurant that got the review by a friend of ours." Okay, so that's where we go to eat. I mean, we were just looking for an open table. It's packed, it's crowded, but because of that recognition and because of that review, now we go to that place. So put yourself on the other side.
So in the case where there's lots of tradespeople that are phasing out because they're like there's no son or daughter to pass the family business to, the roofer, fence repair, deck person, do you think that media would be a good way for them to find a suitable successor?
Yeah.
Like, would it be
Yes.
so if you were to do it again and you had
Mhm.
to sell your granite business, would you look for a suitable successor through them finding you on media?
It builds your brand, it builds your recognizability, it builds trust so that somebody can get to know you a little bit without making that first phone call or without sending that first email or filling out that first contact form. Let me see what this guy is all about. Let me see what this gal is all about on what they're talking about. And that goes back to the know, like, and trust.
Mm, yeah,
Hmm.
that's good. Yeah, that's really good. People need to know you, then like you, and trust you before they do business with you.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm coming at this angle because, I talked to my business attorney about this, and regularly he tells me that there's just so many people that they're getting old and they've been doing this for 30, 40 years. Their knees are shot, their hands are done, their wrists and shoulders are bad. And they're like, they have no one to pass their trade to. And there isn't anyone behind them in the family that's going to take it over. And they're like, what am I going to do?
Hmm.
And it's just this void and this chasm of an unanswered question, except for you find people that are behind you by a generation or two that are out in this space documenting their day and demonstrating that they're able to take it over.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would suggest to that person, if somebody's watching out here today, to get a business coach and start working on getting your business to be profitable and predictable, so that will give you the freedom to go ahead and retire because you have worked so hard 30, 40 years on building this business. you know you want to be able to pass it on. You don't want it to just fizzle out and just go to waste. And then it was good for your family, so it's not necessarily a waste. However, it's good enough that it can continue to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the guests you're having on your show coming
Mhm.
up. I know that some of that is still in the works, but as you're continue to evolve and mature the show, who are some of the people and industries that you're going to be bringing into the fold to expand your reach?
Yeah. So I'm excited to have a real estate investor coming up, towards the end of this month, and that'll be fun. Where we will talk about the San Diego market in real estate, but also how people can get involved into what another firm is doing, where you don't have to carry all the risk of flipping a house or buying the house, but you can invest in that. We really teach our clients to invest their money into assets, sometimes outside of their business, not just new machinery and new trucks and tools and people, personnel, marketing, but in things outside of your business. So if your business changes, you can have something else to rely on. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. We have a business attorney coming soon. So he'll be really some of the nitty gritty about certain things, in your business, contracts and so on, to be able to protect yourself. Looking also to have some more of my own trades clients come in and share what they do, and that's always a fun time.
Awesome. That's really good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm really proud of your show. I actually talk about it more than I probably tell you I talk about it because off camera, people are always asking me, well, what kind of shows do you do? And like, well, do you have just one type of show? I'm like, no, I have a variety of shows. And this one's about this and this one's about that. And I even have a guy who does multiple shows in one setting. They're like, what do you mean? and and especially with people who are prospects, they're on the fence and they're wondering about podcasts. I actually talk about your show a lot because you are so efficient with your time and you're productive with it, but you have maximized your studio usage, which I actually talk about at least 1 to 3 times a week. That's a lot.
Wow, that is
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
impressive. Thank
It's a
you.
lot more than it's a lot more than I've
Yeah.
shared with you. But at least 1 to 3 times a week, I'm telling someone who's on the fence or deciding about how they can utilize the time for maximum efficiency and maximum output, which you're doing.
Mhm.
So
Very nice.
congratulations.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, you guys make it very easy here, where I can just show up, and I try to show up prepared. 30 minutes of planning saves 3 hours of execution. So we try to plan that and be ready for it. And I appreciate all the technical things and the hardware that you have here. You make it very easy, where we just show up and get right to it So you guys are great on that, and then you do all the editing at the end. So those are all things that are out of my wheelhouse of doing that. Yes, I could probably learn if I really spend a lot of time, but time is our most valuable asset that we have. So yeah, I really enjoyed here.
Well, I'm grateful for you being here that we can produce a show. Again, we get the benefit of being able to see the live fire example of a multi-use hour-long space. So thank you for doing that, and also you being a great example for us on the turnkey nature of it. It's by design. It's not
Yeah.
an accident. It is definitely by design that you can walk in, get your stuff done, and then we get it back to you, and it's all finished and ready to use. That is what our public promise is. So thank you for trusting us with that, and I'm very grateful for having you as a client.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. It's been a great experience. You guys do very good work.
Well, thank you. I want to ask you two last questions as
All
we
right.
wrap up today. And been studying Larry King a lot because I think he's one of the best interviewers ever of all time. And he always had certain questions he asked people, and coming up with my own. So the first one is, dead or alive, who would you want to share a meal with? Dead or alive, who would you want to share a
Oh,
meal
wow.
with?
Well, I'm going to take it back to the Apostle Paul in the Bible because he is a wild person, and he's all in. He was all in one way, figured out that was the wrong way, he had a wake up call. And in life, a lot of times that's how we are. We are all in, and then we figure out that maybe there is a better way. And so that's okay. So he had his come to Jesus moment, and he changed, and he went all in the other way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be an awesome dinner or a podcast episode to have, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty neat.
Yeah. The title should be From Saul to Paul.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
That's good. I like that. A good answer. That's the first time anyone has mentioned Paul, the Apostle Paul on the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably have some good ones, some Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
or Adam from Adam and Eve, or
Yeah,
Noah
and
with the
sometimes
ark and
people
stuff.
get sentimental too. I had
Yeah.
someone recently say, "I just want to share a soda, a Coca-Cola with my grandpa on his
Yeah.
steps." He's like, and he was saying that I don't remember. He said, "I don't remember what we talked about when I was a little boy, but I remember sitting on the steps and we shared a Coke." And I would
Awesome.
want to know what we talked about now, being an adult, go back and listen to what we talked about, and be able to remember what that time
Yeah.
was like. I was like,
I think that's
"Whoa,
great too. I would love that.
what a
You know,
profound
yeah.
answer!" But like a
Yeah.
loving, sentimental answer. I was like, "Oh wow."
Absolutely. So I had great relationships with my grandparents. I thank God
Mm.
for that. And both of my grandfathers, I've named my classic cars after them. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so when I'm cruising with Marvin. That's a '57 Chevy.
Oh,
Or
what? I
if I'm
didn't
in
know
my
that.
'53 truck, I'm cruising with Homer. So yeah,
Oh, I
it's
didn't
just
know that.
something kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're still spending time together in that way.
Yeah.
I
You
like
know.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
You never forget them.
There's another advantage of podcasting. You learn something new or you never hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I've been asking people recently, like, "Hey, what's something that surprised you on a show?" This. This is an example of something that surprised me. I didn't know that. That's cool. Marvin and Homer.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that, man. Last question is, if we're in a stadium with 100,000 people, I hand you a microphone. You go, "Jonathan, you get to thank anybody you want." I know you could thank so many people in your life, but who would you want to express a word of gratitude if I was able to give you that moment?
Oh, very, very nice. Well, keep on the family. I would love to express gratitude to my father. Definitely. I've had him on the show here. We're part of that Navy SEAL. Just a great man of integrity, a man of his word. So I would want to thank him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Your dad did such a great job, and it was so cool watching you interview him and have like this father-son moment. And I'm like, well, what's neat is that you guys, I am estimating you have these conversations, but it was neat that you shared with everybody.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
that's really special.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the one show that got the most views. So here
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that says something too, huh?
Yeah.
Like it is, all these other accolades and awards and all these other things that we espouse as like most valuable for why you should have someone on. Sometimes it just comes down to the things that are just the most meaningful,
Yeah.
that aren't measured by like awards and plaques and stuff like that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, after the internet and the marketing and the emails, the business owner, we're all just men and women,
Yeah.
just getting along in life, and
Yeah.
just normal folks.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your early success with the Business of Freedom podcast. I'm so glad to be doing this work with you. And thank you for coming in to talk about your experience with us, but also just podcasting in general. My hope is that people who are struggling with the imposter syndrome part, or they're not sure what to talk about, or they are not sure that they can be the same person on camera that they are. I just want people to understand that there's people out here just like you and me, just like them that are doing it, and I want them to do it too. So thank you
Yeah.
for coming and sharing that message today.
Very nice. I appreciate your time. It's
right.
been great.
Jonathan,
Thanks,
thank
Brent.
you. Thank you all for watching the Everybody Has a podcast.
Nice.
Everybody has a podcast these days, doesn't it seem like it? You can have a podcast too. And I say this every time, even if you don't do it with us, I don't care. I just care that you get out there, share your message, and help people out along the way. Thank you for watching this week's episode, and we will see you next week with another great guest. Bye.